Hi viewers watching, it's Siobhan and this is my March wrap up. Well, it's like mostly for the year so far up until the end of March. In March I took part in two readathons, the Buzzwordathon and Adventurathon. That's what it was. But the first book I read this year, it was kind of late starting into the year. I think it was like late February because I'd been in a slump for quite a while, and this book actually helped me get out of it. It was Misery by Stephen King. While I was reading It by him, I got a lot of people telling me to either read this or watch the movie, and I kept putting off and putting off because people told me to. But I ended up finally reading it and I gave it a 5 stars. It was amazing and it's definitely helped me get out of my slump for sure. It's just about a author called Paul Sheldon, and he ends up in a car crash and this woman Annie Wilkes rescues him, and it turns out she's like his #1 fan, but it turns out she's like killed a lot of people throughout her life. Being a nurse, I really did not like her. She was so horrible. I got so frustrated with her and angry at her for the things she did that I almost physically threw the book across the room. I got that angry at her, and in the last was it like 20 pages, I must have had like 10 heart attacks just because it was so, I don't know, fast paced and thrilling, and oh yeah, it was really good. I think that the ending could have been a little bit better, but overall it was definitely a 5 stars read. Definitely a 5-star read for me. It was a good start to the year for sure. The second book I read was The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. It was a slow burn. I was never bored. I loved the woman with agoraphobia. She saw something across in another house from her window because she likes to watch people, you know, being stuck inside, you get bored and all that. So, yeah, she saw something happen, and then people were like trying to convince her that it didn't happen, that it was all in her head, and the twist at the end, usually with thrillers, I can figure it out pretty fast as to like who's the person who killed the other person or whatever. But this I really did not see coming, surprisingly. I was really caught off guard. And I was like, oh. I ended up giving it a 4 stars because it is a bit of a slow burn. It was good overall. I know there is some controversy around this author, but I kind of tend to separate the author from the work. So overall, I think the book was good. The third book I read, I don't have a physical copy, it's on Scribd. It was the audiobook Where Am I Now by Mara Wilson, and I just loved reading about her life and her antics on the set of Mrs. Doubtfire with her encounters with Robin Williams. That was really funny. And she even talked about when he passed, which was sad. That was a teary moment, that bit. But I gave it overall a 4 stars. I don't usually like, well, I don't think most people like rating other people's lives, but I thought the stories that she told from her childhood and all that, it was definitely a 4 star for sure. Just because I love her so much. The fourth book I read was Nosferatu by Joe Hill. Again, I don't have a physical copy. I borrowed that from the library. And that's about this woman called Vic McQueen, or Victoria McQueen. When she was a kid, she could ride on her bike and find lost things. It's like over a covered bridge. I think that's what she called it. Was the shorter way, sort of like a shortcut. I thought that was really cool. But she almost got kidnapped and also almost murdered when she was a kid by this guy called Charlie Manx. And then later on, when she's older and had her own kid, Wayne, I think his name was. Our kid's name was Wayne, and then he ended up being kidnapped by the same guy. Uh, and then, yeah, I can't really say anything more than that because it would be too spoilery. So I'll leave it at that. I ended up giving that a 4 stars. There was parts where it dragged a little bit, but I also liked how he joined his work with his dad, Stephen King's, because in it mentioned Pennywise Circus, and we all know who Pennywise is. I don't like him. I have an irrational fear of clowns, so that's not fun. But then it was also mentioned that Shawshank was in it, the prison from the Shawshank Redemption, or Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank Redemption, I think the book's called. So yeah, so that was a 4 stars. It was a solid book. The last book I read was The End by James Patterson. But I don't know. I got this for the cancer research. It was in W.H. Smith. I ended up giving this a 3 stars. It's you can't really do much in less than 200 pages. Although he does a good job on some of them. Some of them are really good. But this one was average. That's why I gave it 3 stars. It's just about Owen Taylor is about to be betrayed on his final covert mission. It will take everything he has to make it home alive and to save the woman he loves. So yeah, I thought it was good. It's definitely had some thrilling parts in it. Where he was like almost killed like loads of times. But yeah, I did enjoy it, but it was just average for James Patterson, so 3 stars. I think that's everything that I need to wrap up. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.